Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of season 2, Driving with Nick. Hope everybody's having a great day and had a great week. This week, I wanted to talk about something that's been a request of my number one fan, and that is boat insurance, right? So with boat insurance, there could be a couple things that we need to worry about based on type of boat and things like that. And it's more of a toy, so there's some different things that we might want to worry about. So I thought that'd be something that we should chat about. So without any further ado, we're going to dive right in. Like with every kind of insurance we've talked about, there's two basic types, right? Two sides. We got our property and our liability. So with the property, if we're covering the boat, think of it like a car. We're covering it for physical damage, right? If something happens to it, whether it's in the water or it's out of the water, right? Like if it's on a trailer or something like that. We also can cover the trailer if you want to, right? There are two types of ways we cover that, and what I mean by that is the way we pay it out, what we're covering it for, and that could be actual cash value. Think like a car, right? We're going to give you a depreciated amount based on what it's worth, right? Or a stated or agreed value, right? So basically that means there isn't depreciation. We agree on an amount, and that's what is in the event that something should happen, right? And it's a total loss. That's what we're going to give you for it. Depending on your type of boat and what it is and what you use it for, we always might prefer that we have agreed value, but like I said, depending on that, it's something good to chat about, right? Some of our companies automatically give agreed value based on the type of boat in event of a total loss, right? So meaning we're going to fix it, but in the event that it's a total loss, we're going to give you that agreed value amount. So something important to chat with your agent about and go through. The other is liability insurance, right? So think about that just like an automobile. It is okay if we should get into an accident and we should hit something and we should injure somebody. It is that amount, and it's one stated amount, right? We also have uninsured motorist liability. So if somebody hits you that doesn't have enough coverage or something like that, that would be just like it would be for an automobile, right? Also want to chat about, there is two ways that we can cover a boat, right? We could do this through your homeowners, and then sometimes we write separate policies, right? I would say most of the time, for most people, we write separate policies. Every homeowners has some automatic coverage or the ability to add it, right? But a lot of times there are stipulations, like the boat can only be so many feet, or it can only have so much horsepower and go so fast, right? So basically what they're saying is if it's a smaller boat, something like that, it can be covered on your homeowners. But if it's something that's quicker, a little bit more specialized, right, that should be covered separately, right? Also, depending on where you are, right? I'm talking as in we are in Indiana, right? But there are obviously different coverages and different deductibles if you should be like in Florida, right? In Florida, we have named storm coverage, right? And things like that. Also, so based on the type of storm, things like that, where it is, right? Is it in a marina? Is it, private? Is it public? Things like that. So, if you are bringing your boat to somewhere like that, it's important to ask those questions. For us here, all of our boats are basically, we call it inland lakes and water, so that's pretty much anywhere that we would go. If that's the Great Lakes or it's a river, it's a lake thing, we're good here, right? So as we talk about that, some things that you should think about, or if it's a fishing boat, right, some things we should think about, right? Okay, and we'll just use that one for the easiest answer, or the easiest example here, right? One of the coverages you think about is, personal effects, right? So think about this, right? Your homeowners, right, covers your personal property anywhere in the world, right? So in theory, right, as we would talk about this, your stuff, right, your tackle and all that stuff is covered on that. But a lot right? Other thing that we want to chat about too is towing or emergency assistance package as it would relate to your boat, right? You can always have towing for your trailer, right? Like, okay, if a wheel goes, but there are companies, and most include, have it included if you ask for it, is, okay, if your boat breaks down, right, or something happens and you can't get back, this pays for you to have your boat towed back, right, to the nearest place so that you're out of harm's way, right? So something important to think about in the advent that should happen, right? So something to always ask about too, right, is that, hey, is this something I should worry about? And I know some companies like Progressive actually have an app that pertains to that, where you can ask for help through the app and it gives your GPS coordinates to somebody to come out and help you, right? So something super cool, depending on where you go, if you go in the Great Lakes or you're going into bigger lakes or something like that, where that might be something you're worried about, that is something that I would ask about, right? The other thing too is, if you have a lot of electronics, it's always something that we should chat about, right? We can't include the motor and the boat actually within the boat coverage, but sometimes we schedule out those different things depending on, are they permanently attached, how does some of that stuff work. So always good to ask about, right? As always, there are a bunch of other different coverages based on the type of boat, how fast, and things like that. So depending on your boat, how you use it every day, or how you use it when you go out every time, that's something you should ask about, right? Because we could always change some of that around. So if you have any questions, please hit me up on DM, let me know. Look forward to our next topic, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.